So, what does Verna Williams do?
Well, I mean, what I do is, I'm in charge.
This is Verna Williams. She's done it all, from clerking to litigating, teaching to deaning, presidenting, CEOing, etc. She's a top-tier advocate for minorities, women, and children across the nation. She'll take it to the Supreme Court if she has to. This is her story, or as much of it as we could fit in this video.
I grew up in Washington, D.C. Relevant, I guess, to my story is that my parents grew up in the Jim Crow era. And I grew up sort of in between worlds, I think. You know, I was a black girl, which meant keep your head down, don't ask a lot of questions, respect authority, and, recognize that your horizons are likely going to be limited. I had been really privileged growing up, seeing kids my age getting locked up or getting shot and thinking, what's the difference between them and me? It's a twist of fate. So how can I make a difference? I decided to go to Harvard. And I found myself doing lots of advocacy on behalf of Black students and suggesting systemic change to the law school. I didn't really realize that what I was doing was preparing myself for my career.
So real quick, Verna graduates Harvard Law in '88. She clerks for the Honorable David S. Nelson, works at the DOJ for 2 years, then says,
I want more. I came across an ad for a job at the National Women's Law Center. And to my great delight and surprise, I was hired. I learned about a case where a fifth grader alleged that she'd been harassed by one of her classmates, and the court dismissed the case saying that Title IX didn't cover student-on-student sexual harassment. We ended up representing this family, and when it came time to argue, that responsibility fell to me, somebody who had never argued anything in an appeals court. And I'm happy to say we won.
Being in the Supreme Court that day and watching her stand up and argue and take hard questions and get beaten up in the press that predicted she was going to lose, and that was one of the proudest moments.
And it was Verna's sharp arguing that led to that result, that led to the Supreme Court decision, that led to that understanding that Title IX protects against peer harassment.
I'm not sure that that was the right fit for my temperament. However, what was a good fit was really just diving into an issue and becoming the expert. And that's what got me thinking about teaching. Some of my friends were saying, have you ever thought about being a professor? And I was like, are you kidding me? No. Why would I do that?
Spoiler alert, she did that.
I came to the University of Cincinnati with the idea of creating a portfolio of opportunities for students that would advance public interest law. My goal was to build, the next cadre of feminist legal advocates. I said being a dean is the worst job at the college.
So naturally, Verna became the dean.
The irony, of course, is by the end of the first week, I was saying, oh my God, I love this, because it brought me back to practice.
Before she was dean, Verna founded and co-directed the Judge Nathaniel Jones Center for Race, Gender, and Social Justice.
My proudest moment working with Verna was really launching the Jones Center and making a space for students to learn how they can change things for the better.
Verna wants to help build the next generation of public interest social justice lawyers. Once she realized that she had exhausted her opportunity to do it through teaching in a law school and by leading a law school, it led her to Equal Justice Works.
I thought, wow, here's an opportunity to focus on access to justice 100% of my time and to do it nationally. What an amazing opportunity. But I'm not doing this with an eye towards, my judicial appointment or running for office or something like this. No, I'm doing this strictly because I really care. I love this work.
I wouldn't be where I am today without Verna. And The people that I've been able to help, it's because Verna helped me. And there are hundreds of students that she's impacted in the same way, having ripple effects across the country, advancing civil rights and advancing social justice. She just continues to be a visionary, be a hero, be a mentor. She can do anything that she wants to take on. It's whether or not the world is ready for her.
She's able to balance so many different elements of a very challenging career, but she's also able to still be my mom, which is, I don't know how she does it.
So, what's next for Verna L. Williams?
Retirement.
Congratulations, Verna.
You totally deserve it.
Congratulations, Mom.
Congratulations on your induction into the ChIPs Hall of Fame. I love you. I am so proud of you, and enjoy this prestigious recognition.